This topic, you will learn the features, benefits, as well as how to navigate in a classic page. Classic pages are pages where records are created, changed, or deleted, as in customers, suppliers, products, etc. A classic page has a left list that shows all the records entered, a central page that contains tabs, fields, and record information, and a right panel that contains standard commands and specific tasks for the associated page. Let's take a look at a typical classic page. We will use the customer function as the example. Let's go to Common Data module, the BP's block, and the customer function. As mentioned earlier, we have a left list which shows all the customer records, a central panel which shows the details, and a right panel which has standard commands, utilities, and tasks. On the left list, we'll always have identifying header. As you can see here is customers. Set by parameters, the record showing is always the last record viewed. Now below, there can be additional left lists. Here we have a left list of last read, which shows the last few records that were viewed. A very good feature to have. Now to get back to our full group of customers, we click on the customer hyperlink here. Now the left list can be filtered on any column, and it has multiple different filter options, as you can see here. Let's say we wanted to filter this by all North American customers. We can use the filter that says starts with, because I know that the North American starts off with NA. It's not case sensitive, so I can just enter NA, tab, and it gives me my North American customers. Each column can be filtered also sorted. I can sort by the column header, ascending or descending. As you can see, the sort you can also cancel. If there are more than, say here, 2 columns, I can also expand it to use the additional columns. I can also rearrange the columns as well. Closing it, I can cancel my sort, and I can also cancel my filter. Set by parameters, there's a certain number of records in a group. I can advance to the next group just by clicking the forward arrow here to advance to the next group. Let's go on to our central panel. Now, on the panel, I can expand the sides here, how I want to size them, or I can use the arrow to have it completely to one side and do the same thing on the right side as well. I can also expand it in full just by using Escape F11 function key. Now, to begin at the top, you see a path. It has Breadcrumb Path to show you exactly where you are in the system. It also shows you on the right side what folder you're actually in, so you can identify the folder that you're in. You can also advance your customer records with the navigation arrows here as well. Now, each field, you can have a select button, a jump to, and an action icon if it's available. The selection button actually allows you to select records, so I can select a different category just by clicking on it. I can also use the tooltip keys that are showing here. I can use Escape F12 to also do a selection. To close out, I just click the X. The jump to actually takes me to the category where I can view the categories and select it there. Or I can use Escape F9. By clicking on the action icon here, I can jump all the way to that category. To close out, I hit Close Page. Depending on the field, there are different action icons that could be available. Now, each field you can modify. There are also fields. If it's showing an asterisk, that means it's a required field. So if I'm creating a record or modifying a record, I have to make sure that that field is going to be filled. To close out here or to shrink it back down, I use Escape F11. And as you can see, there's different tabs, and you can update any area within those tabs. On the right panel, it contains 5 panels. Now, the first panel shows you your close page. Also has your new, save, create, delete, and cancel. You notice that the new is highlighted, means that you have to click new in order to create a brand new record. There's also the second panel, which has access to function buttons. As you can see, price lists and products. It could also include, say, post or validation. Your third panel, which has access to refresh, print, attachments, and also comments. Panel 4, which allows you different functions like inquiries, giving you access to menus and also submenus. And then panel 5, which gives you access to advanced selection, allow you to save some parameters, also utilities and also help, including field help, or to give you information on a field. Function help, which gives you information on a complete function, and record help loads the online help center. Now, there are also grids all throughout the system and different information regarding those grids. Let's go to an area which has a grid. We'll go to sales and we'll go to our invoices function because they have grid lines. Now we're looking at the grid. Let's go ahead and expand it so we can see that grid. You have an option to be able to, where there's an action icon that governs the whole grid, where you can delete the whole grid. You can actually export it out to Excel as well. On each and every line, there is an action icon, which allows you to insert. It also allows you to delete, and there's a pop-up view or a form view that allows you to enter the record information in a form view mode other than the grid mode here. You can also see it has additional options. Every grid has multiple different options and multiple different functions that you're allowed to load from that area. So now you've learned the features and the benefits as well as how to navigate in a classic page.